In this video, we delve into the profound impact of disappearing from someone's life, a phenomenon that can leave lasting emotional scars on both the person who vanishes and those left behind. The act of vanishing can take many forms, from ghosting in relationships to more permanent separations, and it often leads to a complex web of psychological effects. For those who experience abandonment, feelings of confusion, betrayal, and low self-esteem can arise as they grapple with the sudden absence of someone they cared about. This emotional turmoil can manifest in various ways, including anxiety, depression, and a pervasive sense of loss. Understanding the psychological ramifications of such disappearances is crucial, as it sheds light on the importance of emotional closure and the need for healthy communication in relationships. It is essential to recognize one's self-worth in the aftermath of such experiences. When someone vanishes, it can lead to a questioning of personal value and significance. However, reclaiming personal power is vital for healing and moving forward. This journey involves acknowledging that one's worth is not defined by the actions of others, but rather by an intrinsic sense of self. By fostering self-love and resilience, individuals can begin to rebuild their lives and regain a sense of agency that may have been lost during the experience of abandonment. As we explore this topic further, we will also discuss the emotional journey of both parties involved in the act of disappearing. For the person who chooses to vanish, there may be underlying reasons such as fear of intimacy, unresolved personal issues, or a desire to escape from a situation that feels overwhelming. Understanding these motivations can provide valuable insights into their behavior and the emotional struggles they face. On the other hand, those left behind often embark on a tumultuous journey of grief and self-discovery. They may find themselves questioning their worth, replaying memories, and seeking answers that may never come. Throughout this video, we aim to create a space for reflection and understanding, encouraging viewers to consider the complexities of human relationships and the emotional landscapes that accompany them. By examining the impact of disappearing from someone's life, we hope to foster a deeper awareness of the importance of communication, empathy, and self-acceptance. Ultimately, this discussion serves as a reminder that while the act of vanishing can be painful, it also presents an opportunity for growth, healing, and the reclamation of one's personal power. Join us as we navigate this emotional terrain, exploring the intricacies of loss, self-worth, and the journey toward emotional resilience. In today's fast-paced world, the expectation of constant availability can lead to individuals being taken for granted, often resulting in emotional exhaustion and a diminished sense of self-worth. When someone is always present, whether in personal relationships or professional settings, it creates a false sense of security for others. This perpetual availability can lead to the misconception that the individual will always be there to meet needs and expectations, which can foster complacency in relationships. People may begin to assume that they can rely on this person without considering the emotional toll it takes on them. This dynamic can create an imbalance where one party feels overextended while the other becomes increasingly indifferent to their needs. The psychological implications of being viewed as an option rather than a priority can be profound. When individuals find themselves in this position, they may experience feelings of inadequacy and frustration. Being treated as a secondary choice can lead to a sense of invisibility, where one's contributions and presence are undervalued. This perception can erode self-esteem and lead to a cycle of seeking validation from others, often in unhealthy ways. The emotional weight of being constantly available can also result in burnout, as the individual struggles to maintain their own well-being while catering to the demands of others. Over time, this can lead to resentment and a desire to withdraw as the individual realizes that their needs are consistently sidelined. To regain control and break free from this predictability, it is essential to establish boundaries. Setting limits on availability is a crucial step in redefining relationships and ensuring that one's own needs are met. By doing so, individuals can communicate their value and importance, signaling to others that they are not merely an option but a priority. This shift can foster healthier dynamics where mutual respect and appreciation are cultivated. It is important to recognize that stepping back does not equate to abandonment. Rather, it is an act of self-care that allows for personal growth and empowerment. Breaking free from predictability encourages spontaneity and excitement in relationships. When individuals are not always available, it creates a sense of intrigue and anticipation, allowing connections to deepen in more meaningful ways. This unpredictability can lead to a renewed appreciation for one another as both parties learn to value the time spent together rather than taking it for granted. The constant availability that many individuals feel pressured to maintain can lead to being taken for granted, resulting in emotional distress and a diminished sense of self-worth. By recognizing the psychological implications of being viewed as an option and taking proactive steps to establish boundaries, individuals can reclaim their power and foster healthier, more balanced relationships. Emphasizing the need to break free from predictability not only enhances personal well-being, but also enriches the connections we share with others, paving the way for more fulfilling interactions. The impact of silence when someone decides to disappear can be profound, evoking a complex array of feelings that often revolve around loss and longing. When a person suddenly becomes silent, their absence creates a void that can be deeply felt by those left behind. This silence can serve as a constant reminder of what once was, leading to an overwhelming sense of grief. The emotional landscape becomes filled with unanswered questions and unresolved feelings as the individual grapples with the reality of the disappearance. Memories of shared moments can resurface, intensifying the longing for connection and the desire to understand why the person chose to vanish. This emotional turmoil can manifest in various ways, including sadness, confusion, and even anger, as the person left behind struggles to make sense of the silence that now defines their relationship. As the silence stretches on, the absent person often transforms into a mystery, shrouded in uncertainty and speculation. Those left behind may find themselves creating narratives to fill the gaps left by the disappearance, imagining reasons for the silence that range from benign to deeply troubling. This transformation can lead to an idealization of the absent person, as memories are filtered through the lens of longing and nostalgia. The mystery surrounding their absence can amplify feelings of loss as the individual grapples with the reality that they may never fully understand the motivations behind the disappearance. This process can be both painful and consuming as the person left behind becomes preoccupied with thoughts of the absent individual, often at the expense of their own emotional well-being. The emotional turmoil experienced by the one left behind can be overwhelming. The silence can trigger a cascade of emotions, including anxiety and despair, as they confront the reality of being abandoned. The absence of communication can lead to feelings of rejection, as the individual questions their worth and significance in the eyes of the person who has vanished. This internal struggle can create a sense of isolation, as they may feel unable to share their pain with others who may not fully understand the depth of their loss. The longing for closure can become a consuming desire as they seek answers that may never come, leaving them in a state of emotional limbo. The silence can lead to a profound sense of disconnection from oneself. As the individual grapples with their feelings of loss, they may find it challenging to engage in daily activities or maintain relationships with others. The emotional weight of the absence can overshadow their ability to experience joy or fulfillment, creating a cycle of sadness that is difficult to break. The impact of silence when one decides to disappear is multifaceted, evoking feelings of loss and longing while transforming the absent person into a mystery. The emotional turmoil experienced by those left behind can be profound as they navigate the complexities of grief, rejection, and isolation. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for fostering empathy and support for those grappling with the silence left in the wake of someone's disappearance, highlighting the need for open communication and emotional connection in our relationships. The feelings of rejection that arise from someone's sudden absence can be deeply unsettling, leaving a lasting impact on the individual left behind. When a person abruptly disappears from one's life, it can feel like a personal affront, leading to a profound sense of loss and abandonment. This experience chips away at the ego as the individual grapples with the harsh reality that someone they valued has chosen to sever ties without explanation. The suddenness of this absence can trigger a cascade of emotions, including confusion and hurt, as the person struggles to comprehend why they were deemed unworthy of communication or connection. This erosion of self-esteem can lead to a diminished sense of self-worth as the individual internalizes the rejection and begins to question their value in relationships. Following this initial wave of rejection, an internal conflict often arises, characterized by self-doubt and introspection. The person left behind may find themselves replaying past interactions, searching for clues or signs that could explain the sudden absence. This process can lead to a relentless cycle of self-blame where they wonder if they said or did something wrong that prompted the other person to leave. The internal dialogue can become increasingly negative as they grapple with feelings of inadequacy and unworthiness. This self-doubt can manifest in various ways, affecting their ability to engage with others and maintain healthy relationships moving forward. The emotional turmoil stemming from rejection can also lead to noticeable changes in behavior. For instance, the individual may become withdrawn, avoiding social situations or interactions that remind them of the person who has disappeared. This withdrawal can be a protective mechanism as they seek to shield themselves from further pain or disappointment. Alternatively, some may respond to rejection by becoming overly accommodating or eager to please, attempting to regain a sense of control in their relationships. This behavior often stems from a desire to prove their worthiness to others, leading them to overextend themselves in an effort to avoid future rejection. The feelings of rejection can manifest in increased anxiety or irritability. The individual may find themselves on edge, anticipating potential abandonment in other relationships, which can lead to a heightened sensitivity to perceived slights or rejections. This hypervigilance can create a barrier to forming new connections, as they may struggle to trust others or allow themselves to be vulnerable. In some cases, the rejection may lead to a cycle of negative coping mechanisms, such as substance abuse or unhealthy relationships, as the individual seeks to numb the pain of their feelings. They may engage in self-destructive behaviors as a way to cope with the emotional fallout, further complicating their journey toward healing. The feelings of rejection that arise from someone's sudden absence can profoundly affect the individual left behind, chipping away at their ego and leading to internal conflict and self-doubt. This rejection manifests in various behaviors, from withdrawal to over-accommodation, as the person navigates the emotional turmoil of abandonment. Understanding these dynamics is essential for fostering empathy and support for those grappling with the pain of rejection, highlighting the importance of open communication and emotional connection in our relationships. The profound emptiness felt after someone disappears can be an overwhelming experience, leaving a significant void that permeates every aspect of daily life. This absence creates a stark contrast to the previous presence of the individual, making their departure all the more palpable. The void is not merely a lack of physical presence, it encompasses emotional and psychological dimensions that can be deeply unsettling. The individual left behind may find themselves grappling with a sense of disorientation as the familiar rhythms of life are disrupted. The absence of the other person can feel like a gaping hole, one that is impossible to fill, leading to feelings of loneliness and isolation that can be difficult to articulate. As time goes on, memories and routines associated with the absent person can become painful reminders of what once was. Everyday activities that were once shared, such as cooking meals, watching favorite shows, or engaging in conversations, can trigger waves of nostalgia and sorrow. These memories, once a source of joy, can morph into reminders of loss, amplifying the sense of emptiness. The individual may find themselves avoiding places or activities that were once enjoyed together, as the emotional weight of those memories becomes too heavy to bear. This avoidance can further exacerbate feelings of isolation as they retreat from the world that now feels tainted by the absence of their companion. The struggle to cope with the loss of companionship can be particularly challenging. The emotional support and connection that the individual once relied upon are suddenly gone, leaving them to navigate their feelings of grief alone. This lack of companionship can lead to a profound sense of loneliness as the individual grapples with the reality of facing life without the presence of someone who played a significant role in their emotional landscape. The absence can create a longing for connection that feels insatiable, leading to a cycle of yearning that is difficult to escape. In the wake of this loss, individuals may also experience a range of conflicting emotions, from anger and sadness to confusion and despair. They may find themselves questioning the nature of their relationship and the reasons behind the disappearance, which can complicate the grieving process. The struggle to find closure can be particularly painful as unanswered questions linger and the individual is left to piece together the fragments of their memories. The emptiness can manifest in physical ways, affecting one's overall well-being. The emotional toll of the absence may lead to changes in appetite, sleep disturbances, or a general sense of lethargy. The individual may feel as though they are merely going through the motions of life, unable to fully engage with the world around them. The profound emptiness felt after someone disappears creates a void that is both emotional and psychological, deeply affecting the individual left behind. Memories and routines become painful reminders of what has been lost, while the struggle to cope with the absence of companionship can lead to feelings of isolation and despair. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for fostering empathy and support for those navigating the complexities of loss, highlighting the importance of connection and communication in the healing process. When someone vanishes from our lives, a natural curiosity often arises, prompting a desire to understand the reasons behind their disappearance. This curiosity can initially stem from concern and a genuine wish to know what has happened to the individual. However, as time passes and the absence lingers, this curiosity can morph into an all-consuming obsession. The mind begins to race with questions, creating a mental landscape filled with speculation and uncertainty. What could have prompted their departure? Are they safe? Have they moved on without me? This relentless questioning can lead to a fixation on the absent person, where thoughts about them dominate daily life, overshadowing other responsibilities and relationships. The mental turmoil that accompanies this obsession can be profound. The individual left behind may find themselves caught in a cycle of rumination, replaying past interactions and searching for clues that might explain the sudden absence. This internal dialogue can become increasingly negative, filled with self-blame and regret. The individual may wonder if they could have done something differently to prevent the disappearance, leading to feelings of guilt and inadequacy. This mental turmoil can manifest in various ways, including anxiety, depression, and a pervasive sense of confusion. The constant questioning can create a sense of instability, as the individual grapples with the emotional fallout of the absence while simultaneously trying to piece together the mystery of the other person's life. In today's digital age, social media plays a significant role in fueling this curiosity. The platforms that once served as a means of connection can become a double-edged sword, providing glimpses into the lives of others while simultaneously amplifying feelings of loss and longing. The individual left behind may find themselves obsessively checking the absent person's social media profiles, searching for any updates or signs of their well-being. This behavior can lead to a distorted perception of reality, as curated posts and images may not accurately reflect the true state of the person's life. The more they scroll, the more questions arise, leading to a cycle of comparison and envy. Social media can create a false sense of connection, as the individual may feel as though they are still part of the absent person's life, even in their absence. This can complicate the grieving process, as they may struggle to let go of the idea that they still have access to the other person's experiences. The constant exposure to their online presence can serve as a painful reminder of what has been lost, intensifying feelings of longing and heartache. The curiosity that arises when someone vanishes can lead to a complex emotional journey marked by obsession and mental turmoil. The struggle to understand the other person's life, compounded by the influence of social media, can create a challenging landscape for those left behind. As they navigate this emotional terrain, it becomes essential to find healthy ways to cope with their feelings, fostering self-compassion and understanding while seeking closure in the face of uncertainty. Recognizing the impact of curiosity on their emotional well-being can pave the way for healing and personal growth, allowing them to move forward with a renewed sense of self. The absence of someone significant in our lives often serves as a powerful catalyst for self-reflection, prompting individuals to question their own actions and behaviors. When faced with the void left by another person, it is common to engage in introspection, examining past interactions and the dynamics of the relationship. This process can lead to a critical evaluation of one's own contributions to the relationship as individuals grapple with feelings of guilt or regret. They may find themselves asking questions such as, did I say something hurtful? Or could I have done more to support them? This self-inquiry can be both enlightening and painful, as it forces individuals to confront aspects of themselves that they may have previously overlooked or ignored. As this reflection unfolds, individuals often encounter discomfort when facing their personal shortcomings. The absence of the other person can magnify feelings of inadequacy as they recognize patterns of behavior that may have contributed to the relationship's deterioration. This discomfort can manifest in various ways, including feelings of shame or embarrassment about past actions. For instance, someone may realize that they were overly critical or dismissive, leading to a deeper understanding of how their behavior impacted the other person. This confrontation with one's flaws can be challenging, as it requires vulnerability and honesty. However, it is also an opportunity for growth, as acknowledging these shortcomings is the first step toward meaningful change. The discomfort of facing personal shortcomings can be a transformative experience. While it may initially feel overwhelming, this self-reflection can lead to greater self-awareness and emotional intelligence. By recognizing and accepting their flaws, individuals can begin to cultivate a more compassionate relationship with themselves. This process often involves forgiving oneself for past mistakes and understanding that everyone is a work in progress. Embracing this journey of self-discovery can foster resilience and a renewed commitment to personal development. The importance of this reflection for personal growth cannot be overstated. The absence of another person can serve as a mirror, reflecting back the areas in which individuals can improve. This newfound awareness can inspire positive changes in behavior and mindset, leading to healthier relationships in the future. For example, someone who realizes they have a tendency to avoid conflict may actively work on developing better communication skills, ensuring that they address issues openly rather than allowing them to fester. This self-reflection can encourage individuals to reassess their values and priorities. They may find themselves contemplating what truly matters in their lives and how they want to show up in their relationships moving forward. This clarity can lead to more intentional choices and a deeper understanding of what they seek in future connections. The self-reflection triggered by someone's absence can be a profound and transformative experience. As individuals question their own actions and confront personal shortcomings, they embark on a journey of self-discovery that is essential for personal growth. While this process may be uncomfortable, it ultimately paves the way for greater self-awareness, emotional resilience, and healthier relationships in the future. Embracing this opportunity for reflection can lead to a more fulfilling and authentic life, allowing individuals to emerge stronger and more self-assured in their connections with others. As the urge to reconnect grows following someone's absence, the dynamics of the relationship often undergo a significant shift. The person left behind may feel an overwhelming compulsion to reach out, driven by a mix of longing, curiosity, and a desire for closure. This urge can manifest as a persistent thought that lingers in their mind, prompting them to consider various ways to initiate contact. They may find themselves drafting messages, rehearsing conversations, or even contemplating how to approach the situation without appearing desperate or intrusive. This internal struggle can be emotionally charged, as the individual grapples with the fear of rejection while simultaneously yearning for reconnection. This desire to reach out can lead to a reversal of roles in the relationship dynamic. Initially, the person who disappeared held the power in the relationship by choosing to withdraw, leaving the other party in a state of uncertainty and vulnerability. However, as the urge to reconnect intensifies, the person left behind may begin to reclaim some of that power by taking the initiative to reach out. This shift can be empowering as they assert their desire for communication and connection. Yet, it can also create a sense of imbalance as the dynamics of the relationship are altered. The individual, who once felt abandoned, may now find themselves in a position where they are actively pursuing the other person, which can lead to feelings of anxiety and apprehension about how their efforts will be received. As this dynamic evolves, it becomes crucial to maintain boundaries during this phase. The person left behind must navigate the delicate balance between expressing their feelings and respecting the other person's space. While the urge to reconnect can be strong, it is essential to approach the situation with mindfulness and self-awareness. Setting boundaries can help protect their emotional well-being and prevent the potential for further hurt. For instance, they may choose to limit the frequency of their outreach or establish clear intentions for the conversation, ensuring that they are not overwhelming the other person or placing undue pressure on the relationship. Maintaining boundaries allows for a healthier dialogue to emerge if reconnection does occur. By approaching the situation with respect for both their own feelings and those of the other person, they can create an environment conducive to open communication. This approach can foster a sense of safety and trust, enabling both parties to express their thoughts and emotions without fear of judgment or rejection. It is important for the individual left behind to reflect on their motivations for wanting to reconnect. Are they seeking closure, validation, or a genuine desire to rebuild the relationship? Understanding their own intentions can help guide their actions and ensure that they are approaching the situation with clarity and purpose. The shift in dynamics as the urge to reconnect grows can be both empowering and challenging for the person left behind. As they feel compelled to reach out, the reversal of roles in the relationship dynamic can create a complex emotional landscape. By maintaining boundaries and approaching the situation with mindfulness, they can navigate this phase with greater awareness, fostering healthier communication and paving the way for potential reconnection. Ultimately, this process can lead to personal growth and a deeper understanding of their own needs and desires within relationships. The conflicting emotions of relief and regret often emerge in the aftermath of someone's absence, creating a complex emotional landscape for the individual left behind. Initially, there may be a sense of relief when the pressure of the relationship dissipates. The absence can provide a temporary escape from the emotional turmoil that characterized the connection, allowing the individual to breathe and regain a sense of autonomy. This relief can feel liberating, as it offers a momentary reprieve from the anxiety and uncertainty that often accompany a strained relationship. However, this initial sense of freedom can quickly give way to regret as the reality of the situation sets in. As time passes, the individual may begin to reflect on what was lost, leading to a profound sense of longing for the connection that once existed. The relief that initially felt so comforting can transform into a painful reminder of the emotional investment they made in the relationship. This realization can evoke feelings of sadness and nostalgia as they grapple with the memories of shared experiences and the intimacy that has now been severed. The emotional impact of this realization can be significant as it forces the individual to confront the depth of their feelings and the void left by the other person's absence. They may find themselves questioning their choices and wondering if they could have done something differently to preserve the relationship, leading to a cycle of self-blame and regret. This internal conflict can be particularly challenging to navigate, as the individual oscillates between the relief of newfound independence and the sorrow of lost companionship. They may experience moments of clarity where they recognize the benefits of being free from the relationship, only to be followed by waves of regret as they remember the joy and connection that once defined it. This emotional push and pull can create a sense of instability, making it difficult to find closure or move forward. Amidst this turmoil, it is crucial for individuals to recognize their own worth. The feelings of regret can often stem from a diminished sense of self-esteem, as the individual may internalize the loss as a reflection of their value. It is essential to understand that the end of a relationship does not diminish their worth as a person. Acknowledging one's own value can serve as a powerful antidote to the feelings of regret and sadness that may arise. By focusing on self-compassion and self-acceptance, individuals can begin to heal and rebuild their sense of identity outside of the relationship. Moreover, recognizing one's worth can empower individuals to learn from the experience, fostering personal growth and resilience. Instead of viewing the absence as a failure, they can reframe it as an opportunity for self-discovery and reflection. This shift in perspective can help them understand their needs and desires more clearly, paving the way for healthier relationships in the future. The conflicting emotions of relief and regret that arise after someone's absence can create a complex emotional landscape. While the initial relief may provide a sense of freedom, it can quickly transform into regret as individuals confront the reality of what was lost. By recognizing their own worth and embracing self-compassion, they can navigate these emotions with greater clarity, ultimately fostering personal growth and resilience in the face of loss. This journey of self-discovery can lead to a deeper understanding of their needs and desires, allowing them to move forward with renewed strength and purpose. In the complex landscape of relationships, the desire to regain control can sometimes lead individuals to adopt manipulative behaviors. When faced with uncertainty or the fear of losing a connection, some may resort to tactics that undermine the authenticity of the relationship. These manipulative behaviors can take various forms, including emotional blackmail, passive-aggressive communication, or playing mind games. For instance, an individual might withhold affection or attention to elicit a reaction from their partner, hoping to regain a sense of power in the dynamic. Such tactics can create a toxic environment where trust and open communication are sacrificed in favor of control. The futility of playing games in relationships becomes increasingly evident over time. While these manipulative strategies may provide a temporary sense of power or validation, they often lead to deeper issues within the relationship. The individual employing these tactics may find that their actions create more distance than connection as their partner begins to feel confused, frustrated, or even resentful. This cycle of manipulation can erode the foundation of trust that is essential for a healthy relationship, leaving both parties feeling unsatisfied and emotionally drained. Ultimately, the reliance on games and manipulation can prevent genuine intimacy from developing as both individuals become more focused on strategy than on authentic connection. The emotional toll of engaging in manipulative behaviors can be significant. The individual attempting to regain control may experience heightened anxiety and insecurity as they constantly monitor their partner's reactions and adjust their behavior accordingly. This preoccupation with control can lead to a sense of disconnection from oneself as they prioritize tactics over genuine expression of feelings. The result is often a relationship characterized by superficial interactions where both parties struggle to communicate openly and honestly. Embracing authenticity over manipulation is crucial for fostering healthy relationships. Authenticity involves being true to oneself and expressing emotions honestly without resorting to games or tactics designed to elicit specific responses. When individuals prioritize authenticity, they create an environment where vulnerability can thrive, allowing for deeper connections and mutual understanding. This approach encourages open dialogue, where both partners feel safe to express their thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment or retaliation. Recognizing the importance of authenticity also empowers individuals to take responsibility for their emotions and actions. Instead of attempting to control the relationship through manipulation, they can focus on cultivating self-awareness and emotional intelligence. This shift in perspective allows for healthier communication patterns, where both partners can express their needs and desires openly, fostering a sense of partnership rather than competition. The tactics used to regain control in relationships can often lead to manipulative behaviors that undermine trust and authenticity. While the desire for control is understandable, the futility of playing games becomes apparent as relationships suffer from a lack of genuine connection. Emphasizing authenticity over manipulation is essential for fostering healthy, fulfilling relationships. By prioritizing open communication and vulnerability, individuals can create a foundation of trust and intimacy that allows both partners to thrive, ultimately leading to deeper, more meaningful connections. This commitment to authenticity not only enhances the quality of the relationship, but also promotes personal growth and emotional well-being for both individuals involved. Subscribe now to Love Without Limits.